Hello everyone, it's Carmony in the present day. Before you get into this video, I do just want to put a little disclaimer. It's been about a month since I filmed, maybe a little over a month since I filmed this video. And since then, the amount of developments and everything that have happened in AI, well, there's been a lot that's happened and the technology is way ahead of where I've kind of mentioned in this video. So just keep that in mind, and it's something that I may just have to make a part 2 of, but just wanted to hop on and say that 1 month is a long time in AI world. So yeah, enjoy the video.
It's become the recurring nightmare. The end of humanity, ushered in not by pandemic, nuclear war or climate change, but by the machines. Or to be more precise, generative AI.
Top experts have signed a statement warning of the risks of artificial intelligence.
The government is preparing to regulate artificial intelligence amid growing concerns the technology could fuel disinformation.
And this is what that wording says. Well, mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I have a bit of a different topic to discuss. Now, it's one that's been on my mind for a while, and something that I am definitely not an expert on, but I would like to explore and learn a little bit more about it. And it's to do with artificial intelligence, or AI. Now, in the past year, we have seen lots of developments in this space sort of enter the mainstream and become available to the public to use. Things like Midjourney, which is what has been creating those really cool AI-generated images and art that are all over social media. Also ChatGPT and Bard, which is by Google. These are AI language models which are trained on huge amount of text data, such as the large amount of information on the internet. They essentially learn language through that, so things like grammar, and then they use this understanding to answer questions, translate documents, give summaries on documents. I've seen them do some amazing things. And if you haven't messed around with it already, please go do that. But what's more interesting to me is the speed at which this technology is developing. In the past, technology would make large developments in sort of yearly cycles. If you think about the iPhone, for example, we got a new version each year and it improved from the past version in some way. But with AI, we've been seeing updates almost weekly in some cases, where it keeps getting more capable and efficient. To the point where now you have AI programs that can generate music, video, even plan out a holiday for you, to the point of booking the flights and accommodation. Again, I'm just scratching the surface. But this channel is very much about health, and I was interested to see where AI currently stands in this space and whether or not the idea of AI replacing doctors or any health professional is something that actually may be in the future, distant or not so distant. Now, I'll back up quickly and start with a quick explanation of what AI is. AI stands for artificial intelligence, and it's a field of computer science where the focus is on creating intelligent machines or computer systems that will be able to perform tasks that would usually need human intelligence. The goal is to give machines the ability to think, learn, and make decisions similar to how humans do. Now, AI isn't a brand new concept. If you have an iPhone and you are familiar with Siri, then you have interacted with AI before, because Siri is an AI assistant. And there have been lots of movies over the years that have explored what a world with AI might look like. Think iRobot, Ex Machina, and 2001: A Space Odyssey, which was made all the way back in 1968. So people have been thinking about this for some time, and they all came to the conclusion that AI would take over and destroy humanity. So naturally that is a concern that many people are having, but right now it's more so in terms of the fact that AI will take everyone's jobs. So let's look into that. Technology has given us huge leaps in the medical field, and without it, it's safe to say the life expectancy for people in the developed world just wouldn't be as high as it is right now. It's allowed for life-saving procedures, preventative health screenings, and helped us discover hundreds of medications that improve the health and lives of people. Now, it might surprise some people to know that AI is already being used in healthcare. It's involved in some drug discovery processes, where it just sifts through a bunch of information and helps pick out possible candidates for drugs, or saving us from having to spend the time doing that. Virtual assistants, very similar to Siri, can help gather patient information and also triage more urgent cases so that they get seen first. These assistants help workflow procedures and make the system more efficient, clearing up time for people to do more important work. If you've seen those robotic assisted surgery where there is essentially a robotic arm doing the very fine movements, that's AI too, and they help remove the risk of accidental movements that a human surgeon might make during a surgery. Now that's just a few examples, there is definitely much more in this space, but I wanted to point out that it's not a new concept. AI has been around for some time and helped to improve things in healthcare already. Now, in terms of whether AI will take over the role of doctors or other health professionals entirely, there's a few things we need to look at. And that is, what is the health knowledge capability of AI? How much does it know? And how good is AI at diagnosing what is actually wrong with a patient correctly? Because then it can use its health knowledge to manage what it diagnoses. So let's start with health knowledge. This is actually where it's very strong. The leaps that language models have made recently, such as with the development of ChatGPT and Bard, have meant that these AI have access to a wealth of health information. In fact, researchers have found that ChatGPT could pass the US medical licensing exam, scoring 60%. Now you may not think that's a very high score, but that was only an earlier version of ChatGPT. The newest version, GPT-4, scored in the 95th percentile, getting about 89% correct responses. Like I said, it's evolving fast. But obviously that's just theory-based exams, it can't exactly set a practical test just yet. But moving away from medical school into some real-world application, a study was released very recently in April of this year, which compared responses by physicians and an AI chatbot to patient questions. So essentially what happened was patients posted questions they had for a doctor on an online forum. These questions were anything from asking about lifestyle changes for chronic health conditions, side effects of medications, nutrition, mental health, and also diagnosis and treatment of conditions. Just questions that members of the public wanted to ask a doctor. The physicians and AI chatbot both responded, and a team of healthcare professionals then evaluated and judged these responses, scoring them out of 5 on empathy and also accuracy. So, on average, the AI chatbot scored 4.1 for empathy, while physicians scored 4.2, and for accuracy, AI scored 4.2, while physicians scored 4.3. So, as you can see, very similar across the two domains here. So in terms of health knowledge, AI is definitely making huge strides, and I think this is really just the beginning of research in this field. We will likely see more studies like this, and given how quickly AI is developing, I think it will only get more capable. Now, in terms of diagnosis, something like ChatGPT doesn't have the ability to run scans and blood tests, but currently you can actually feed it blood test results and you will get a response from ChatGPT. Should this replace you going to a doctor? Absolutely not. Doctors are going to be able to get a bigger picture at this stage, and there is more to diagnosis than just blood test results. You can probably put together by now that while this technology is quite amazing, especially in terms of how much it has developed in such a small amount of time, AI won't be replacing your doctors anytime soon. There are still a few limitations to this tech. Language models are limited to the data set that they are working off. While ChatGPT can give us answers to what we ask, at this point it's still a good idea to fact check what it's giving you because it's getting the information from the internet, so it's possible for incorrect information to be given to you. And currently, AI is still unlikely to be able to provide the exact same level of empathy that doctors can give you. Yes, there are limitations. But from what I've been observing, I think these are limitations that eventually will be overcome. Now, it's normal to feel scared of new technology, especially when that technology may threaten your job. But AI is something that has the ability to make us all better at the work we do, especially when it comes to healthcare. Looking forward to the future, one of the main issues that need addressing is a health workforce shortage. Here in Australia, we just don't have the workforce numbers to keep up with the demand that the health sector will be needing in the coming years. The United States and the UK are also having similar issues, which COVID only made worse. So something like AI may actually be welcomed if it can help the system become more efficient, reduce workloads, and open up some time for our current workforce to focus on more urgent matters. So instead of being scared, we need to instead learn how to use this technology. I think it's clear that it's here to stay, and there are definitely benefits. AIs and doctors have their own different skills that can be brought to the table. Combining the abilities of both could give us more accuracy and better patient outcomes. AI is a tool, not a replacement, and by learning how to use it, you can make yourself much more valuable in the workplace. Now, I keep preaching playing the long game when it comes to health, but it applies to a few areas of your life. And part of that is looking ahead to see what changes are coming in the world. Now that brings me to the end of this video. Like I said, something a bit different today and a bit more of an exploration. I want to hear your thoughts about what you think the future holds for AI and also whether you think it's a good or bad thing. So please leave a comment with your opinion, and as usual, if you enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Until next time, keep playing the long game.